Hello everyone, and my name is Joan Anuoluwa, and I'm the founder of Lifesaver Intervention Initiative. And today we're having class 4. Yes, the very last class, and it's leading for a change. The last class we talked about several things. We talked about the importance of leading without a title and the fact that everyone is leading. So whether you have a title to your name or not, you're actually leading. And that brings me to what we are going to be talking about today, which is to actually lead for a change. So since you have influence as an individual, what are you going to use that influence for? What are people going to know you for? Remember, we asked you some questions like, are you going to be a model to people? Can your life inspire people? And stuff like that. So the question I'm asking you is, since you have influence, what will you use your influence for as an individual who is leading himself or herself? Or if you're privileged to lead other people, what are you going to use it for? And so let's write that down on our ad cover and let's go back to reflect on it. If you want to pause this video and do that right now, that is fine. But if you want to do that all over again, that is also fine. So very quickly, we are going to be talking about two things: the way people think, the impact model, and then the profit model. People who think about making impact and people who solely think about profiting from anything they want to do. And so I'm going to be reading my notes, which is that some people who are successful started out with the motivation for wealth, but there are much more people who have become successful because they wanted to make impact. There are lots of stories and I don't want to mention them, but you can go do your research. There are amazing initiatives right now, millionaires and billionaires who started up because they had an idea to make the world a better place, and in the course of doing that, they began to earn a lot of profit, and now they are millionaires. And so it may look like you want to live your life to pursue money, and then it looks like it's not coming to you. But when you look at people who are actually living to actually do something that brings value, those ideas they have in their mind to make the world a better place, they don't leave it in their mind. They actualize it, and then you see them, making the most of their life and all. So we are going to be talking about certain complexes that people have that make them to tend towards the profit model rather than the impact model. So these are some of the complexes that people have. The number one here is the I don't care complex. Remember that this is self-evaluative. Whatever you are writing on your ad cover, I'm not going to see it. It's just for you. So if you are doing this, you're doing yourself a favor. So when we are doing any test, I'd like you to do it with the best of your knowledge. You should not deceive yourself. You should be very truthful with yourself. So let's test you. Now, when was the last time you did something for someone who cannot return the favor? So ask yourself. So check. You can pause this video and think about it. So when was the last time you did something for someone who cannot pay you back? So it means that you are very strategic about the kind of help you render to people. If you find out that the person means nothing to you, their existence does not have any implication on your life, directly or indirectly, so you don't give a damn about what happens to them, you have an I don't care complex. And it's okay if you do, but at the end of this session, I want to believe that you'll be able to identify things you now need to begin to change about yourself. That is actually the essence of this course. The essence of this course is to actually point out things we need to work out. Things we need to work on about ourselves so that we can be better leaders, both as individuals who are leading ourselves or as leaders who have a title or a position to lead other people. So this is actually the first test. If you find out that you have that recurring tendency, it means that you have the I don't care complex. So that's the test. And that's something to really reflect on about yourself. It may not be a very happy revelation about yourself, but now that you can actually work on it. Remember, we talked about choicism. The major tool that helps the kind of choices we make is when we're actually self-aware and emotionally intelligent. So it is self-awareness that can make you agree that, oh, actually have this weakness. And it is self-awareness that will actually make you to know that, oh, I actually have this weakness and I need to work on it. So this is the first one. Now this is the second complex. If you want to take a pause and reflect on this, that's fine. But if you want to go on, let's go on. The second thing is the taker's complex. And this is the test for the taker's complex. Are you always thinking, what's in it for me? When they say, oh, let's do this project, let's do this, let's do that, the first thing that comes to your mind, is it always, what is in it for me? Okay, all right. Now, let's do another test. This one has 2 tests. And this one, we're actually going to be needing our workbook. So let's say this is your hardcover. Let's draw a table. You create your, is this the column or row? I don't know. Then you draw your 4 lines like this. So let's get that done. Do this, draw your table, do the first column. Yeah, so we are carrying out this exercise together. So on this first column, write the name of people who have done something spectacular, people who have helped you, people who have come through for you at a difficult time, someone that said something to you that encouraged you, or somebody that, you know, shared an idea with you that is even what you're running with now. Just think about somebody that has done something really good for you, someone that came through for you, prayed with you at a downtime, and it really transformed your life. Your pastor, your teachers in school, you know, stuff like that. So write their name. If it is one person, write that one person. If there are more, write all of them. Now the next slide, write what it is they did. What did they do? So they helped me pay my school fees, they shared the job opportunity with me, they sent me a book that I needed, you know. Just write the things they did for you. Write them down here. That's for the second column. Now for the third column, write what you have done. So what have I done to appreciate them? So if you find out that you do not really have anything to write in this third column, which is what you have done to appreciate them, you have the taker's complex. Yeah, that may be sad to know, but according to this exercise and this assessment, you have the taker's complex. So if this place is empty or mostly empty, so if you have 10 names here and this third list has only 2 answers, that's 2/10. What is that in, according to the academic institution, 2/10 is not a pass mark. So it means you have the taker's complex. So how do we resolve this issue? Move to the fourth column. What can I do now? So if you find out that there is anyone that you've not filled in something you've done for them, the fourth column is for you. So think about what you can now do to appreciate them and begin to practice this going forward. So you can maintain this table anytime somebody does something amazing, fantastic, and powerful and impactful to you. Write their name here and fill this column through. So this is a free gift. Mind you, I never saw this anywhere. This is totally organic and ingenious from me, Joan Anuoluwa. Yeah, I'm guessing. Yeah. Say thank you. Well, of course, it's inspired by the Holy Spirit. Yeah. Yeah, so that's it about the taker's complex. Like I said, the essence of all of this evaluation is to actually help you know yourself and know the things you need to work on so that you can get better. Every single person, including myself, is on a journey to getting better. Nobody is perfect. So it's okay when you identify things you actually need to work on. And the fact that you can identify what you need to work on is actually positioning you for growth and positioning you towards perfection. You know, if you practice all of these things we have taught here today, you are a better version of yourself. Whoever you were before you listen to this Leading for a Change bootcamp is not who you are now that you've listened to it. You should be a better person, because I want to believe that you're going to practice everything that we have taught here. So that is it for people who are usually profit from it. These are people that are always thinking about what is in it for me, you know. They always calculate how something will be of benefit to them before thinking about any other thing. While that may be okay, you know, for a start, it won't be okay if that is it in every case or in most of the case. Because if you live your life like that, you will not live to make an impact. People who live to make an impact are people who are always looking out for how they can change things, how they can make things better, how they can make the world a better place. That is how a person who wants to make impact thinks. The first thing on their mind is not always what is in it for me, or what can I do for this person because I know that this person will do it back for me. You know, that is not how they think. The first thing they think is, wow, what can we do to save lives? What can we do to get people more jobs? What can we do to make people more comfortable, to make the world more, you know, a better place? They always have other people at heart, not just themselves. So are you going to be a person who has the impact model as your driving force, or are you going to be the person who is always thinking about what profits them alone? If you will be a successful leader, you have to be the person who thinks about impact more than you think about profit. Now, I'm not saying you would not need profit. Profit is very important because you need financial stability. You have personal needs that you have to meet. So there are times when you are motivated because you want to make profit, and that is okay. However, your desire to make profit should not override humanity. That is where to draw the balance. So I need you to actually, you know, take your hardcover, look at those questions again. Maybe you even answered them randomly. Perhaps you might want to go over them again and check the questions, sit down with it and get the right answers to those questions. These things are very, very important. If you can understand this perspective, and if you would position yourself to apply them, it will position you to be a person who leads to create change. You'll be a person who leads to make a difference. So if it is as an individual, you're going to be living your life intentionally. You're going to be living your life because you want it to be a model for someone else. You want it to inspire other people to do good. If you are applying the things we've talked about, you want to be a leader whose life influences people for good. You want to be the difference that you want to see. So when, like I rightly mentioned in the previous class, when somebody does something, you are not paying them back for what they've done. You will decide to maintain the right values, even though they are not doing the right things. So this brings us to the end of the Leading for a Change bootcamp. It is mostly self-evaluative, so I need you to just take a break, sit down with your hardcover, reflect on those questions and answer them as truthful as you can, and then identify things you need to begin to work on with yourself. And I'd like to suggest you to join our Lifesaver community. Yes, we have monthly webinars and we do different kind of programs. You can also reach out to me for a one-on-one session. You can book a session with me. Yeah, you can do that. I also have other communities where you can get a one-on-one session too. And apart from Lifesaver, there are other several communities you can join that can be useful for you. Yes, that is that. And finally, I would like to remind you that you have to carry out an impact project. So if you want us to certify you, you need to actually carry out an impact project. So we need you to think about something that you can do to impact someone's life. So we are carrying out this course because we don't want you to be a person that's just looking out for what is in it for me, that's just looking out for how something will be of profit to you only. We want people that will go out there to make a difference. So we need you to carry out a project within your means, within your capacity to impact a life. It can be anything. The option is open-ended as long as it impacts a life positively. And if or by any chance you do not have any idea or you don't know what to do, you can volunteer with us at Lifesaver Intervention Initiative. We have the Teens Hub and we have the Adult Hub. So we need teenage mentors. We need mentors for our teenagers, and we need administrators with different functions on our Adult Hub. So if that's what you want to do, that's fine. And maybe you want to fund us, that is also fine. You can support us financially, whichever way. You can volunteer with us at Lifesaver, but it's all up to you. Your impact project can be anything. So my name is Joan Anuoluwa. Once again, you can follow me across social media on Joan Anuoluwa, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I'm Joan Anuoluwa, and it was nice doing this with you. I'd like to have your feedback. If you want me to know anything, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I would really, really love to hear them. Thank you so much for being a part of today's class. God bless you, and bye.